Hello, everybody. Today I want to talk about two things. Do you seek approval and or appreciation? And do you get offended? And during the course of this recording, I hope to give you some clarity as to how you can see or recognize if you are seeking approval, what to do when you're getting offended and to know why you're getting offended. And the link between thought, the power of thought, and how we show up in the world and our experience, how we experience life. Now, I certainly do belong sometimes to, I do certainly seek approval to a lesser degree than I did before, but it's still present. And that, sorry, my telephone went on low battery. And that is a sign of low self-esteem. Seeking approval and appreciation, seeking confirmation from someone other than yourself to know whether you're good enough or not, is a sign of low self-esteem. But before I go into the explanation, I'm going to give you two different stories. And I'm going to ask you to think of a moment in time when you felt complete, at peace. You had inner clarity. You felt your inner well-being and loads of love welling up inside of you. You don't have to do it now, but consider it. Think of a time and think of the feelings that you had. And one thing I can tell you about that, when you do remember the time, is probably you're wondering where the feelings go. And I wondered too, until I realized that, or I learned through something I came across over a year ago, is that our feelings don't go away. That state of mind temporarily seems to escape us because, or those feelings escape us because of the power of thought, because they get covered with our incessant thinking and our excessively busy minds. And when we try to relook for those feelings of well-being, what we're doing is using more thinking to find those feelings. And all you're going to get is more of the same, more thinking. You're not going to find the feelings. That state of mind, our brain, our mind settle on their own. We don't have to do anything about it. But back to two examples of how I experienced my well-being and my non-well-being. And does this relate to seeking approval and appreciation and getting offended? In the long term, yes, it does. So I woke up 2 nights ago, 3-4 nights ago, I don't remember exactly when. And I was feeling utterly lonely, utterly hopeless, utterly useless, like there was no future ahead of me. There was nothing existed except my loneliness. I was saying all sorts of things to myself, that I'm alone, that I have no friends, that I'm always going to be alone. And at that point in time, it was the middle of the night, I got caught in all that drama. And happily, after a while, I went back to sleep again. But that's how powerful thought can be, because we feel it immediately in our body. And that's the beauty of feeling. When you're feeling bad, it's only an indication that you're having negative thoughts. Nothing other than that. It means that your mind has drifted either to the past, which is history, it's gone, it's an illusion, or to some foreseeable future, or of some future that you envisage that you don't like, and which is also an illusion, and therefore you get all those feelings coupled with that. So there's no need to analyze or to try and find out what is going on, because again, as I said, you're going to add more thinking to the already busy mind. All you have to know is that you're having negative thoughts. On another occasion, I've been sick this past week. And so between sleeping and nourishment, I could watch TV, Netflix, namely Netflix. And I love watching cooking programs. I love chefs create, invent, have no recipes, and on the spur of the moment, just create these beautiful works of art. And I was watching Chef Stable. And as he was relating his story about how he transitioned from a mainstream or typical way of preparing food to for French people, that is meat and vegetables, obviously with his own flavor. He transitioned from being a meat restaurant, which is not exactly correct, to wholly semi-vegetarian. He only serves 2 different kinds of meats now. And as he was saying his story, which is beautiful, by the way, I felt well-being, peace, clarity, and I felt the softness, the utter gumminess, you know, the gummy bears, how soft and sweet I am, as opposed to what I try to portray to protect the soft side of me. And then the things that I do to get approval of the person that I am. So in that moment, I could feel the truth that notwithstanding the circumstances, I'm always whole, my well-being is intact, my clarity is a given, resilience is there all the time. So you see, there are 2 separate occasions, one during the night, which was quite a drama, and the other one whilst watching Netflix. And what I'm trying to say here is this: your feelings are not coming from outside circumstances, which means the French person talking about his story couldn't have given me these feelings, couldn't have given me this experience. The feelings that were welling up were already inside of me for me to be able to experience them. So they never come from anywhere else but from within you. So when you are seeking approval, you are seeking approval, innocently seeking approval, because of the feelings that come up when we feel insecure, when we feel bad, when we feel not worthy, when we feel not good enough, are not coming from the people around you. So when you're seeking approval, you're looking at the wrong source. Why? Because people experience themselves and you in totally different ways than I would, than you experience yourself. So how to recognize that you're seeking approval is by the things that you do. Just observe what you are doing and the reasons as to why you are doing it. Are you doing it to please others? Or are you doing it wholly to please yourself? For yourself and not for others. And you can see if you're seeking approval by the feelings. The information is in the feeling. If someone doesn't approve of something that you've done, or something that you've expected from something that you've done from others, you'll probably feel bad. Then you know that you've not done it for yourself. You've done it as a confirmation for yourself, to prove something to yourself, and you don't need to prove it. So let me just check my note. So another way that you can see to check this out, to check out approval, non-approval, or appreciation, and how you are treating yourself, because that's another important element. The relationship you have with yourself is the relationship you have with others, which means that if you are, watch the way you judge others, how you view them, what filters you're using. Are you judging them harshly? Are you judging them kindly? Are you looking at people with the false idea that they don't fit in your image and how you expect them to be? Well, the chances are that you expect yourself to be in that way. And the other thing about that is the way you are judging them, especially if you're judging them harshly, is the way you are judging yourself. So when you encounter people, that's a perfect way to know how you are judging yourself. Because if you meet someone and you feel challenged, uncomfortable, dislike them for one reason or another, then they are the things that are in you that are kind of waking up. A spotlight is being put on them by the interaction with the other person, which to me is a gift. I no longer see an encounter with someone who makes me feel uncomfortable as, oh shit, it's happening again. I see it now, wow. What am I going to learn from this person? What do they have to teach me? So, and there's another question that I asked, do you get offended easily? That is such a waste of our precious time, such a waste of time and energy. Because usually when we get offended, and I don't anymore, not half as much as I used to, that is another clear indication of thoughts we already have about ourselves. There is no way anyone can instill a feeling or a thought about ourselves unless we already have it ourselves. Impossible. Tried it, flunked it, which means I tried to see if it's true that it was coming from there, and I realized that it was only me who was having those feelings about myself. So basically, people, you don't need approval from anyone but yourself. The only person who needs to think highly of themselves is you, and not in a narcissistic way. I don't mean it that you like, that you I don't know, that it's something that you walk around flaunting yourself in a way that's narcissistic. You guys know what the word narcissistic means. we were brought up with this notion that we can't feel good about ourselves. For me, it was my part of my religious belief and concept, which is absolute bullshit. The first person to like me is me. I don't need anyone's approval. The only person who has to like me is me. I'm repeating myself. This is how important this is to me. It is the cause of a lot of grief in the world, a lot of depression, a lot of addiction, a lot of obesity, a lot of self-harm. So just to summarize, the information is in the feeling. If you're feeling bad, you're having negative thinking. There's nothing you need to do about it. Your mind will settle on its own. The feeling is in the information. 2, your well-being is inside of you. It never leaves you. You're plugged into it 24/7. Just because you don't see it doesn't mean it goes away. It's always there. Just wait for it to show itself to you again. I really hope this helps. Thanks for listening and see you again soon. Bye.